This video is focused on the medicine and the science behind the litigation against online game manufacturers. If you are a parent, if you are a grandparent, teacher, someone that works with kids, please watch this video carefully and the whole series that describe this online litigation. The theme that I use in these posts is the tobacco images, because what's going to happen with these online games and the manufacturers is it's going to be revealed exactly the same way that we found out that cigarettes were engineered to addict people, to cause harm to people. That's precisely what is revealed in this litigation against online game manufacturers. Even worse than what's happened to adults because of cigarettes, this is happening to kids, and it's happening to kids right underneath our eyes. The concept is really simple. A child's brain is developing literally every single moment of their life, particularly in that under 12-year-old age. For us to be developed as a human being, the brain sits in there and wires itself every single day. And so our experiences about what kind of intake the kid's receiving, just like we know that if a kid is sung to or read to, has a completely different outcome than a kid that doesn't get sung to or doesn't get read to. That's because that singing, that reading wires the kid's brains. So if you start with that basic concept, and you understand that when the kid is just locked on and laser focused onto these games, it is having an effect on how that kid's brain is being rewired. And you have to understand that what's happening as that brain is being rewired is it's not just sort of the passive, calm engagement of a kid reading a book. The kid's brain is being rewired when you read a book. But understand the dramatic distinction between a kid that's taking in information, the written word, and is learning based on what the kid is reading, and then compare that, on the other hand, to what happens on that screen environment. Boom, with the lights flashing, with the noise that's being piped directly into the kid's brain through the ears and the audio canal. And then look on the screen and the reward tokens that are being offered, right? The coins that flash up there, the flashing of the screen, the numbers, of the points that they're getting or whatever, and then the status, the symbols, the badges, that sort of thing. None of that is by chance. The positioning of those rewards and the sounds and the movement on the screen, none of that is by chance. Every single bit of it is engineered by manipulative psychologists, psychiatrists that have a profound understanding of the child's developing brain, and every single bit of the elements are engineered in such a way to get your child engaged, get your child addicted, and to draw them in. And again, it's having a tremendous impact on what's happening to the games, to the kid's brain. It's called dopamine and reward hijacking. Dopamine is this sort of chemical up in the brain, a neurotransmitter that fires off when we're rewarded on something. If a kid gets a good grade on a test or scores a goal or something like that, boom, you're getting hit with a dopamine hit. The gaming systems are engineered in such a way to manipulate that dopamine hit. So frequently, as the science talks about this, and they've reverse engineered these things, there are unpredictable rewards. So the kid gets hit with a surprise reward, boom, that causes a little dopamine hit. The kid gets a level up or a badge, boom, that's a dopamine hit. Rankings and social comparisons. So kids have their friends that are part of this. Hey, go join me in this league, and they got friends that they know in school, and they go, I got a purple reward, and you got a purple reward. So that reinforces this dopamine hit. Then with the kids that they don't even know, so they're involved in a game and a team, if you will, and they're ranked according to the other team members in there. This is all engineered. Other component in this dopamine area is near misses. So, they get a kid just close enough to getting that next level up. They don't reward him with the level up, but they don't do that. It's called a near miss, so that the kid will come back in the moment he gets home from school. He can't wait to get back in there and log back in and get to that next level. That near miss is very important. There is no question but that this is affecting the kids' brains. We have imaging now, right? And so what they do is they put these helmets on the kids, and the helmets are watching what's happening to the kid's brain as they're playing these games. You don't need the MRI to see this in your own kid, right? Watch the kid as he's doing it and understand that, when he's locked on and his eyes are focused and the pupils are dilating and he's getting, think about that with an MRI lab in a sophisticated lab and watch what they're seeing actually happening. When they put the MRI stuff on there, they're literally watching the kid's brain get rewired in real time. They have clearly defined this as a organic disorder, a gaming disorder they call it. Loss of control, sleep deprivation, anxiety, depression, emotional dysregulation, declining academic performance, withdrawal symptoms. Kids are uniquely vulnerable because their brains are developing at these very moments. And again, these sophisticated professionals are manipulating those engaged and emerging brain. The lawsuits that are out there, particularly the private ones, are focusing on, in the same way that tobacco litigation, the inherent dangerous nature of these products. And they're suing the manufacturers. They're going to win. They're going to collect billions of dollars from the manufacturers because of the extraordinary impact it's having. So we haven't even gotten into the online predation. That's the other huge area of this and the environment that's created there. We're focused just on how the medicine, the science is telling us that even without that online predatory environment, you are damaging your kid's brain from doing this. So if your kid's been engaged in these things for a long time, suffered any harm, drop comments, links in there. Let's get you some resources to help get your kids some help for what they're going through now and what they're going to be going through for a very long period of time.